Thanks for tuning in again to Seven Figure Fitness Business. Now, last week we absolutely tore organic marketing to pieces. So this week we figured we might actually do a bit of a confessionary episode where we actually talk about the ways that we effectively use organic marketing in our business in I guess, alignment with our paid ad strategy as well. So we certainly don't rely on organic marketing as our hero for marketing or for lead generation, but we do use it in certain ways, not for fitness businesses, just to be completely clear about that, but when it comes to the way that we do our business coaching. So I guess this is something that both you, AG, and Iggy, you know a lot more about the way that we actually go about our marketing processes, but we think it's really important here to be completely open about the way that we use that strategy. So do one of you guys want to sort of take the lead here about how we actually go about this process?
Yeah, I can. So, I want to give like a little disclaimer though, with as far as like the organic side goes, like you said, we don't use it for our fitness businesses at all, just because the paid traffic is just so much more powerful. Now, we don't hate organic. For those of you guys who are listening, even though we did bash on it pretty heavily last week, we don't hate organic. We just hate the fact that people can justify charging so much to teach such a low level skill. A low level skill that requires you to have to scale it using people. You can't scale it really using systems. You have to scale it using manpower. You have to throw more bodies at it. So that's really our bone that we want to pick when it comes to organic. Now, we do use it in our own businesses, and we'll use like all the different strategies that we talked about last week, right? So last week we talked about priming your profile. If you look at our profiles, all of our social profiles, they're primed, and it makes what we do obvious, right? So we practice what we preach. And then number two, we're growing our network. So we use it by sending friend requests to people who might be ideal clients, who might be candidates, who are in the market that we serve, right? So we're constantly sending friend requests, and we're growing our network, and we're growing our reach organically. And then number three, we post valuable content to our social profiles. We're adding value to the marketplace. We're sharing our knowledge to build trust with those who are starting to see us more and more. And then finally, we're sending outreach, right? We're prospecting, we're reaching out to people, and we're having conversations with people who might be a good fit for us or who we think we can help grow their businesses. So we're actually doing those things. Now, the thing about it is we're not going to charge you money for us to teach you that. It's just door-to-door sales strategy online, right? It requires time. It requires hustle. We're at a point where we have a team that does all those things for us, so we don't have to do it ourselves.
Yeah. G, we don't use paid ad. So we don't use organic for fitness, but we do use it a little bit for business. So like, what's the difference there? Like, why do we use it for one and not the other?
There's one very, very key difference. And that difference is that the level of trust that's required to sell each product. In business coaching, the investment's far greater. Most of the time you're talking about over a $10,000 price tag. And as soon as you pay that, people aren't going to spend that after having met you for a really short period of time. The quality of the relationship is far, far more important. And, what we found is that people have been ripped off time and time again because they've gone into mentor programs where they've been taught only organic, right? And then they come away just going, I didn't really learn anything from that. Now, the difference with fitness is we try and have a turnaround time when we sell people less than 24 hours. So you can't really adopt too much of an organic strategy. Our strategy with fitness is to effectively get people to a landing page and then have a conversation about what they saw on that landing page really, really fast, and then we sell them. And because of the lower ticket price, because of the marketplace, there's a lower sophistication in general, then it becomes a really, really easy sale. And why would we prolong the sales process if we can nail it out and get it done within 24 hours?
It makes so much sense. Like when I was doing the fitness sales a lot, I always used to notice that people would come in and they felt very wowed and impressed by our sort of funnel that you'd put together, G, to get them ready for the call and basically to teach them everything that they kind of needed to know to be at least curious and interested in us inside that sort of roughly 24-hour period. But doing business sales, I know that it's very different. And even if someone sees a paid ad, I know that given the price of business coaching, they're still going to go and do their research. They're going to try and find reviews. They're going to go and check out our profiles, our business page. They're going to see some of the content we've been doing. So there is that difference in the level of, I guess, sophistication, as I've often heard you say, and also just the preparation that a buyer will do in the lead up to a call.
Yeah. And the thing about it too is we also got to understand that it's two different markets, right? When it comes to the fitness, like with health and fitness, the wellness industry, or the fitness industry as a whole, people are used to consuming and buying health and fitness products. It's a mass market. We're talking billions of people, right? So we don't need to build that level of trust because that trust is inherently given because of how much people have been conditioned to purchase those types of programs or those types of products. Now, obviously, we are more premium, so we're offering a better quality service and we're offering better results and more long-term results. But people are already used to investing in memberships for fitness. They're already used to buying diets or joining challenges and things like that, and used to just buying, right? Whereas when it comes to business coaching, there's not a lot of people. I mean, it's still a pretty big market, but it's not like one of those mass market industries where people are so conditioned to just buying consulting every single day, right? So it requires more trust, it requires more education, and you're also dealing with people, helping people change their financial landscape, which also it can be a sensitive topic for a lot of people.
Yeah.
One of the things is and this is something that probably goes unnoticed, people don't see this, but we're actually running paid ads to get people into our organic funnel. The paid ad strategy that we use is we send people to a Facebook group, and from sending people to a Facebook group, they get all the value, they get to spend more time with us, and then we're having effectively, people would say that it's an organic conversation, but they actually came in and met us through paid ads.
Yeah. So we've got this kind of like hybrid marketing system that we've kind of adapted based on the industry. And that's where learning and having the skill of marketing and lead generation allows you to adapt the principles that you know to whatever market that you're in, right? So we know with the business coaching, people have been ripped off so many times that they're not just going to, gone are the days where you could put up an ad for a B2B offer and people book a call and just sign up right away because they're so naive. You can't do that anymore, right? So now we have to build more trust and show people that we are legitimate, we know what we're talking about, and be able to position ourselves in a way where they can see that we can help them. Whereas with the fitness side, I mean, we can get somebody on a call the same day and close them on a 2,500 package in 25 minutes, right? Like it's completely different buying behaviors, two different industries.
Yeah. Well, we mentioned on our call last week that, we've done a lot of mentorship. We're huge advocates of what we preach in the sense that we actually do practice what we preach. We get mentorship all the time. We just signed up to a new mentorship. I think it was the Friday before last, right? And I guess one of the things that would be stupid is that if we've paid, we said we paid about $30,000 for mentoring programs that were based around organic. And I guess it would be stupid not to use those simple strategies. What we took issue with was the price of those programs, given the quality of the information that's actually provided, and I guess how simplistic it really is. It's the sort of thing that I guess we felt could be given to a client for probably within an hour. You could explain the entire strategy in depth. I don't know what sort of value that should be assigned to, but it certainly doesn't sound like $10,000.
Exactly. And then on top of that, it's time consuming. Like to do organic at scale, you need cash, right? If you want to do organic at scale where it's highly leveraged, you need cash to be able to hire people and be able to train employees and have them do those tasks on your behalf. That's why we're able to start doing organic, if we're going to be transparent, is because we have cash coming in from our own fitness businesses that we're able to, and assets coming in from our own fitness businesses that we're able to leverage to get things off the ground a lot faster than we would have if we're starting from ground zero, right?
Yeah.
So it made hiring people a lot faster, and made placing and getting the help that we need a lot quicker.
Yeah, perfect. So, I guess guys, if we can just sort of flip the coin here and sort of look at the other side. Obviously, it's in our nature it's in our experience to say that paid ads is better. But I'm really curious, G, can you actually see any situation where, I guess where organic might be better for someone who owns a fitness business?
Organic's really great for some people. Like if you don't have money, like zero money to invest in paid ads, you can get started with organic, right? It's the scaling process. By all means, create your personal profile, allow people to be able to find you. Same as getting a website up, your Facebook page. Reach out, start talking to people. You need to get things moving. But at some point in time when you have money, you want to leverage that money to be able to scale faster and bring in more business, because there's going to be a ceiling, there's going to be a cap where you decide you don't want to give up your time anymore, and now it's time to spend the money so that you can grow.
Yeah, it sounds like if you're at that early stage where you don't have enough money to get business mentoring or coaching, or you don't have enough money to spend on paid ads, then it can be a great way to hustle at the beginning. It's rolling up your sleeves and really getting stuck in. That's like the equivalent of if you can't afford to, say, for example, put an ad on television and show it to everybody, that's you like going and handing out flyers, right? So obviously there's still value in that. Yes, it's grit, it's sweat, it's determination. But if that's what it takes for you to make those initial dollars so that you can afford to do something a little bit more efficient, then by all means, we're certainly not saying that you shouldn't be doing that. Yeah.
And we're saying like, we're giving all that strategy away for free inside of our Facebook group. So you don't have to pay for it, because we can teach you it in like an hour. And now it's going to be based on your hustle. That's the thing that's nice about organic, is that it doesn't require any real skill to execute. It's one of those low hanging fruit that anybody can do. And because anybody can do it, it's like the equivalent of finding somebody to mow your lawn. Right? Like buying a lawnmower isn't too expensive. Mowing the lawn isn't a high level skill. So if you're a landscaper, how much can you realistically charge to mow somebody's lawn? I'm not going to pay you thousands of dollars to mow my lawn. Right? So it's the same kind of thing where it's like, it's a low level skill that anyone can do. Therefore, how much you can charge for it or justify charging for it doesn't really make sense. And that's why we're giving those strategies away for free. Because what we believe you need real skill to perform is pay traffic. Like it takes real skill to be able to run ads successfully and profitably.
Great. I mean, guys, this could be a really short episode today. Is there anything else that either of you would add to the conversation today?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, I think for us, we just want to let you guys know, for those of you guys who are listening, like we're not here saying we don't do any organic whatsoever. We're saying that when it comes to building an online fitness business, paid traffic is king. And when it comes to scaling any business in general, paid traffic is king. Now, we do use organic, but it's in a completely different context.
It's just like punish yourself at the beginning, hustle as hard as you can to get things going. But at some point in time, you're not going to want to do that every single day, working that hard and getting really slow and inconsistent results. You need that consistency of paid ads if you want to build a legitimate business that's actually going to make you big money.
Yeah, basically the way I see it is, because organic, it's rolling up your sleeves and really getting stuck in and doing the hard yards at the front end. It's kind of like, it's heartbreaking to see someone scrimp and save away $10,000 and just put it into an organic only program, because it's kind of like they're just putting themselves straight back into the quicksand again.
Exactly.
So I guess that'll wrap up this episode. Now, just, having what I'm sort of thinking to myself, guys, is that if somebody does happen to come across our organic marketing strategies before paid ads, which happens occasionally, and they sort of go, I thought you guys were the paid ads guys, I can just imagine ourselves like sending them this podcast episode now as a link and saying, there you go, like watch that, listen to that. But
absolutely.
If you've listened today, you found it interesting, thank you for tuning in. We want to ask you, if you're watching or listening, if you're watching it on YouTube, please like, please comment, please subscribe to the channel. That really helps us grow and help more people. And also, if you're listening on, say, Spotify, iTunes, podcasts, etc., make sure you give us a review there as well and 5 stars. And we'll see you on the next episode.